Okay, so currently I have the Exactix homepage displayed on the screen. I'm logged in, so from the home screen, I'm going to select Tickets. This will bring me to the ticket dashboard. Currently, I'm set up with permissions to enter positive response for service areas Test 1 and Test 2. Depending on the device you use to enter positive response, the layout may look different, but you will have all the same options. You do have the ability to enter positive response from your computer, a tablet, or a mobile phone. We have two response types when entering positive response. You can either provide responses by service area or by utility type. Service area is used if there's only one utility type under your service area, or if you want to enter one response for all facility types, such as water, sewer, or electric. Utility type is used if you want to enter a separate response for each facility type that you own or operate. So test 1 is configured to enter responses by utility type. And then test 2 is configured to enter responses by service area. So that's why there's no facility type shown for test 2 tickets under the utility type column header here. On the left side of the screen, you're going to see 5 tabs. The first one is the service area tickets tab. This is going to show tickets created within the past 60 days. Then you have the response due tab. These are tickets due in 48 hours. The past due tab will be tickets that have no response and are past due. Then you have tickets on map. These are tickets that are created in the past 20 days. And then all responses, those are also going to be tickets that are created in the last 20 days. So depending on your needs, you can use any of these tabs to enter responses on tickets, but I'm going to use the service area tickets tab today. I do also want to point out that to the right of the screen, Exactix indicates that we have 107 results in the past 60 days under the service area tickets tab. The system defaults to show 25 items per page, but you can change that to 50 or 100 items per page. You can also use the column headers under each tab to filter specific ticket information. So these are the column headers up here. For example, if I want to see all results for the utility type of sewer last month for test 1, then I will select the utility type column header, and I'm going to enter sewer. I'll then change the response due date to last month. And I'll filter service area by removing test 2. And then that will filter for me there. If I do want to remove the filters that I've set, I can select reset to the right of filter by ticket number. Okay. Now there are several ways to add responses to tickets. One way is going to be by selecting the 3 ellipsis dots to the left of the ticket. I'm going to click on Add Response. And then I'm going to select the appropriate response from the drop-down menu. Adding a comment is optional. Comments will be visible to the excavator. So I'll just put a test comment. And then I'm going to select Save. And you'll now see the positive response code listed under the current response column that I entered is visible. Another way that you can add a response is by opening the ticket. So what I'll do is I'll just select the line, the ticket line. And then I'm going to click on the Service Areas tab. Under the positive response column, you'll have access to add a new response for your service area or your utility type. I'm going to select Add New. And then since test 2 is configured by utility type, I'm going to select sewer so I can add a response for sewer. I'm going to choose the appropriate response here. And we'll just do a test comment. And I'm going to select Save. And you can now see that my response is has been entered there. If the response code you entered is incorrect or you need to update a response, you can do that by selecting Add New again. So say this response needed an update. I can go ahead and select Add New. I'm going to select Sewer so that I can update my response. And then I'm going to select Save. So you can now see that my updated response is listed there. Okay, I'm going to go back.
Carly, can you show them where they can view all those responses?
Yes. Sorry about that. If we open the ticket back up, you have the option to select the responses tab. You're going to see here our response of 2. If I select all, it's going to show, it's also going to include the events as well. April, is that what you wanted me to show them?
The last ticket number you had where you were adding new from the service area tab where you can hit.
Oh, my apologies. Was it 2? It was this one, I believe. No? Was it this ticket, April?
No,
Which one was it?
it's the top one where it
This one.
says sewer.
Okay. I apologize. Yes.
And then
Okay.
you go under service area as
There we
well.
go. Yeah. So there's the original response of 2 that I entered, and then the response of 1, which was the update that I did. So you have access to see all of the responses, and it'll have the date and time that those were entered as well. Okay. Okay. Moving on here, you also are going to have the ability to enter the same response on multiple tickets at the same time. So let's say you want to enter a response of 1, which is marked for all of last month's tickets for test 2. We're going to select response due date, and we're going to click on last month. Then we're going to select the checkbox above the ticket list. You do have the option to deselect specific tickets prior to adding responses. So just deselect a few here. We're going to select the add response icon under filter by ticket number. If you're assigned more than one service area, you will select the service area that you're responding for from the service area drop-down menu. I'm going to select test 2. Now, the tickets down here in red do not contain the service area of test 2 that I'm entering the response for. So this is just going to let me know that this response that I'm about to enter will not be applied to these tickets because test 2 is not on it. It's only going to be applied to these tickets that I've selected. I'm going to go ahead and select the response code of 1 for marked. And I'm going to select save. And before we continue on, if anyone has any questions or if you want me to repeat anything discussed so far, please feel free to let April know in the Q&A.
We did have one question that
Mhm.
I answered on the, can you open a ticket and show the map real quick?
Sure.
The blue solid area on the map is where the
Mm.
excavator states that the digging will take place within, and the tan/red hash color is the nearest intersecting street the excavator has provided.
Yes, the red cross hatching will be the nearest intersecting road or the near street listed on the ticket. And then the blue, anything within the blue box just represents the dig site area. So it's somewhere within this blue shaded area. Is that the only other question we have, April?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and move on here. Okay. So Indiana 811 has 3 positive response codes that will have additional fields, and some are required. Those 3 codes are 3C, which is unmarked, marking delay requested with excavator, 3F, which is unmarked, line is untonable, and 3G, which is ongoing. Those codes, they do have required fields when you're entering a response. I'm going to go ahead and select a ticket here. And we're going to add a response of 3F to this code. Okay. And then the required fields that come up are indicated with the asterisks. So I'm going to go ahead and enter the date and time that attempted to contact. I'm going to enter the attempted contact method, the name of the person or excavator the locator attempted to contact, and then the phone number or email of the person or excavator, locator name, and locator phone number. Proposed date and time of completion, and then a comment. So again, all of these fields are not required, but on this particular 3F code, it is required to enter the name of the person or excavator that the locator attempted to contact and a comment at the bottom. So I'll go ahead and save that. And you'll see my code of 3F has come up there. You can also, again, open the ticket to view those responses, select the service area tab, and that information will be listed as well. Okay, I go back. Now, when you're entering a response on a joint meet, design notice, or a damage ticket, you will see that you have the option of selecting codes from the drop-down menu for that specific ticket type, in addition to the other positive response codes that you typically would have access to on a normal ticket as well. I'm going to go ahead and enter. I have a design ticket. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up and enter a response for that. Okay, I'm going to open the ticket here. I'm going to select Add New, and I'll select my utility type. You'll see here that I have access to all of the codes, but now I also, since this is a design ticket type, I have access to 5A and 5B, which are positive response codes specifically for design tickets. So I'm going to select 5A. Comments are optional. I'll just enter a test and then I'll select save. And now that response is posted to that ticket. So that's going to be the same with your damage tickets and your joint meat tickets. So design, damage, and joint meat tickets do have an option for specific codes for that particular ticket type. Go back here. So,
Carly, I did want to
Mhm.
mention, if you are not seeing the three dots on your left, or how she is doing the add response, you may not have your pause response in your system for manually added. You have not added the permissions yet to your Exactix account. If you have not done that yet, you would just want to fill out the manually added form, and it is posted in the published at the top. It's pinned with our email address if you have any additional questions when submitting the forms.
Correct. Yeah, if you do not see this option to add a response either by clicking on the three dots or opening the tickets and selecting service areas, your Exactix account may not contain the positive response role at this time. So yes, if you fill out that form like April said, we can certainly get you set up with that and add that role to your existing account. Any other questions on that, April?
No, when you just want to kind of reiterate, I did send it out in the links. We will not be able to go over any of the excavator positive response information. But Carly will show you where the information is available if you're talking about your excavator side of your Exactix accounts on your positive response, where you can go to look at that.
Right. Yeah, I will touch base on that at the end. The next thing I wanted to go over really quickly was filtering tickets in list view. So you do have the option to view tickets and enter responses by selecting list in the top right corner of the screen. You can adjust the view and filter drop-down menus, as well as configure your own view depending on your needs. So I'm going to go ahead and select the positive response user view. And then I'm going to select configure. When I select the positive response user view, you'll see that the column headers will change based on the view that I'm in. So if I want to add a column to this particular view, I'm going to configure my own. I can either choose an empty view or I can select an existing view to copy. I'm going to select PR user view and I'm going to add a column. So I'm going to create a copy here. And then I'm going to add a column. There's my added column. And then from the drop-down menu, I'm going to select job ID. And I'm going to select save and view. And now I've got the job ID column, which has been added to this particular view. And this is just a copy. It created a copy of an existing view. You can also remove if there's columns that you don't want to see. You can remove those as well by configuring that. And you can set filters with the column headers the same way you can in the ticket dashboard. So depending on what type of tickets you're looking for. Again, you can enter responses from list view as well. They can either be entered by, again, selecting the three ellipsis dots to the left of the ticket, or you can open the ticket and then click on the service areas tab and then add new.